Okay,
Here we
let's go.
go.
Here we
Good
go.
day. Hello, Miss Julie.
Hello, Tina. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Happy November. We are
Yes,
here,
it's the
right?
first day. I know. Oh, what a year, hey?
What a year.
Is that an
Hello to
understatement?
everyone. What a year. Yes.
That's an understatement. What a year.
Woo. I can't wait to get out of this stupid year and good riddance.
I think like I want to say give it another year or two. Everyone's going to be saying, "Is this decade over?" Like,
Yeah. Are we still in this decade?
yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of impatience and people really feeling stuck now, too. A real strong sense of stuckness. They feel like they've been through battle and now what, right? Now what?
yeah,
Everything's kind
yeah.
of calming down around them, but they're still feeling very frazzled and unsure.
Yeah, and this is the time of year, like when I do numerology for the yearly cycle, and even like for the month of November, this is the time of year where the cycles change for the collective.
That's
So
right.
there's this presence of like, okay, we still have maybe one foot into what's just been passing or we've been going through, and one foot like, I'm ready to like just move on or do something different or like it's like gathering or like collecting our breath.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is the time of year for that. So welcome. I'm
yeah.
going to just welcome everyone.
Yes.
We were away the last 2 weeks because we had other commitments and we couldn't
Yes.
make it. And they happened on Mondays of all times of the week. Because
Right?
usually Mondays, we pick Mondays because it's usually a quiet day of the week. But no, it wasn't those last 2 weeks. But
So,
I don't know if you want to share what your
sure.
Monday was.
It
Yes.
was
It was a big,
Michael and it was a big one. It was our
yeah,
35th wedding anniversary.
there
So,
you go.
yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's been
Congratulations.
wonderful.
That
Thank
doesn't
you.
happen often anymore,
No,
right?
no, we are a rarity, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you're both, and this is, I don't know, some people think this is rude. My aunt and uncle loved it when I told them because they were together, I think 55 years before my aunt passed
Jeez.
away,
Yeah,
I think. But it was
yeah,
a long time. And I said, wow,
yeah.
you guys, you haven't killed each other yet. Like, and
She's
they
like,
used
not
to
yet.
laugh and laugh and laugh. Like they loved that. So,
Right?
but yeah,
Right. Well,
yeah,
we've killed versions of each other
yeah,
along
I
the
guess.
years,
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure
We
that you've
really
had your
have. Yeah.
moments. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's typical. It's
It's
hard.
all
Like
for the
it's
good.
good
Yeah.
for you guys. So congratulations. You
Well,
had your
thank you.
anniversary, 35
Yes.
years. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was big. It was really,
yeah,
really nice and peaceful and wonderful. I really love celebrating that many years in marriage because I know how hard we worked for this. You have to work at it. It's not
yeah.
something that just people get lucky at. It's not just good fortune raining upon you. You have to really work at it and
That's
you have
right.
to really
It's
um,
like give and take.
give and take. Exactly right. You have to be reciprocal of listening. People just stopped listening to each other, and not just in marriages, in families, and I don't know. It just seemed like a worldwide divide started
Yeah.
up here. And so it's really important to come together and listen to each
Yeah,
other. Yeah.
yeah. And you guys didn't break up this year because I know
No,
I'm not saying that that's what I
no.
wanted or what I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't think you guys were headed that way, but there was a lot of relationships that broke up this past year because that was the energy of the 2021. That was one of the themes. So,
Yeah.
anyways, welcome everyone.
Yes.
People are starting to come in. We like to kind of chit chat at the beginning while we wait for others to join. It's our November 2021 intuitive energy forecast. So this is where Julie and I share messages based on numerology, the tarot, the spirit animal, infused with our psychic abilities for the collective. So this is, some people get this mixed up. It's not about personal readings. It's a reading for everybody that lives on this planet.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So we just like to share the themes and traits, and we welcome you, viewers. Like we love you guys when you're in the chat room and you join us. And if you want to add anything, it could be like maybe you've got a psychic vision or a
Yeah.
message, or maybe you have a question about the month, or you want to talk about something we brought up. Like please please share away. We want to hear from you. We love that. So
Yes,
we
please do.
encourage that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
see a few people. Cheryl's here. She's
yeah,
excited to finally get to watch live. Welcome.
yeah, yeah.
Welcome. We're
That's
so glad
good.
you're here. And
Yeah, that's lovely.
Sanazo, we did a
hmm
reading for Sanazo.
Yes, we did. Yes, welcome
Right.
back.
And
Yeah, and
for
I
Nivelin, I think I'm saying it
I
wrong,
think so.
but
Yeah, yeah. I think we
yeah.
have.
And
Yeah,
our
that
dear
the name
friend
was
Eleanor is
Eleanor.
here.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing
So
well,
welcome.
Eleanor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where should we start?
Well, I know, right? It feels like
I
we're
know.
out of sync now or something.
I
I don't
know,
know.
because yeah, I was saying that to Julie. It's like we're off for 2 weeks in a row, and it's like, how do you start this video? I'm like a blank moment.
Right?
Yeah,
We'll
we've
just
only
stare
been
at each other.
yeah, we've only been doing this for over a year, and we
I
forget
know.
already.
I know. Well, we talk all the
Yeah,
time anyway, so
yeah,
it will just go back to our usual talking about it.
yes,
But
yes.
yeah, so here we are, November, toward the end of the year. I feel like we're out of that cycle as well. I always feel, I know you're spot on with this. We're about
Mm,
2 months with my birthday too. I always feel that
yeah,
energy shifting out about
yeah,
Marchish for me.
yeah, exactly.
So I feel this newness coming, and I feel hope. I feel like people
Mm,
are really hopeful with this new year to come, and they're setting their intentions for peace and
hmm
newness. I think we've just been stuck, right? We've just been stuck.
I think people are ready to heal. I think that,
Yes.
and that's what 2022. When I add up all those three numbers, it's a six, and six is about well-being. And I want to say, like, I shouldn't say heal, but that's what I'm using because a lot of people understand that better than well-being. So it's like people are just like, you know what, I'm fed up of all this uncertainty, all the changes, going in different directions, mistakes galore. And it's like, you know what, let's just bring it home now. It's about we want to be comforted, and we want to be um, we want well-being in lots of areas of our life now, right? It's like,
Yes.
okay, embrace. We want to be embraced and held, and yeah. So it's like all that uncertainty and divide and everything. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
enough. I think that's the direction people want to go, and it's
Yeah. For
caring,
sure.
sharing, and caring, and we need that.
Yes. We do. We need to clear the confusion. And you're talking about mistakes. I know a lot of us feel this way too, that we've made our mistakes. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the state of mind that we're in, right? So,
Yeah,
so we're owning our mistakes, and a lot of times guilt and shame do come with that. We
yeah,
should have, would have, could have,
yeah.
and I think it's okay to run through those. I really do. I think it's okay to burn those off rather than shoving them down and everyone else is at fault for where I am right now. It's easy to
Mm,
do that. It's easy to think I've done everything right. I've done everything exactly the right way, and that no one else around me is cooperating, right? And
yeah.
it's easy to do that because you get so hurt.
hmm
You want to understand where your feeling comes from. Why am I
Yeah,
feeling this way? So
yeah,
I think it's okay to run through that and really own our actions, really
yeah.
take some responsibility for our own lives.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I'm hopeful for 2022 because and I'm looking at the numbers in this sense. It's a year where,
Mhm.
like, yes, people will come together. Like, people are going to look for I'm going to say their tribe, right? Their
Mhm.
but it's going to be on a deeper level this time. So it may not be connected to your actual family members. It may not be connected to any friends you've had because of all the breakups, right? Like, who did you break from? There's a reason. It's all going to come to light. It's all going to make sense
Yeah.
eventually. So hang in there, people. If you've been struggling and feeling alone and feeling like I don't have the support or the love or the comfort, it's coming. It's coming, you guys. And I
Yeah.
want everyone to know out there that's listening and watching, you can be part of our tribe. Julie and
Yes.
I's tribe, right? Like,
Yeah.
we have open arms, and we welcome and embrace you to be here, right? And be part of what we do, right? No matter your
Yes.
belief system or where you've been at or where you live or who you are. So, right?
Right. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah.
talk about segregation and there being choice in segregation because then you get to choose
Mm,
which tribe you belong to.
yeah.
But I feel like 2022 and beyond is going to really bring us appreciation for our diversity. And it's
Mm,
okay to celebrate other tribes. You don't
yeah,
have to put other tribes down to feel like
that's
you're in the
right.
best tribe. You don't want to do that. You want to celebrate
Hmm.
all differences. So
Yes.
segregation does have its place. I agree with that, because you're feeling safe and secure in your own tribe, and everyone feels like you do, and everyone agrees with you. But when that other tribe is passing by, welcome them as well. Welcome
Hmm.
them into your tribe and let them welcome you into theirs. It's okay. You don't have to be so myopic in your
Yeah.
thinking, right? And
Yeah,
maybe that's a good
exactly.
stepping stone.
Yeah, it is. And I think, well, we've talked about this. So Julie and I plan to talk about the energies for 2022.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're kind of excited about that. So
yeah,
tune in for that announcement when that show takes place.
yes.
Um, so let's move on to November. So November, I know if people do math, okay, so if you add up, November's the 11th month to 2021, it's like, that's not an 8 because it's an 8 month. And you had touched on it earlier, and it's because when I do numerology, I'm speaking from experience. This is my method. I'm sure there's other maybe numerologists who do this too, because I don't own it, right? But I feel, and I've witnessed this, where our cycles change 2 months prior to the birthday month. So when I look at the year 2022, it starts in it, our calendar refers to it as January, right? But
Mhm.
with the numerology cycles, because of what I know and have experienced, 2022 energy start this month. So that's how I got the 8. So it's 11 plus 2022.
Love it.
For those who like to do math and follow along. So that's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
Makes
an eight
sense.
month, yeah. So it's an 8 month. And I guess if anybody's interested, like, because we're talking and we're just touching upon points, I do have it in written form, and it's on the Facebook page, Enlighten Energy, and it'll also be on the Instagram page, Enlighten Energy, and I will have it on the website. Um, it should be posted hopefully by tomorrow, because I don't post it. I have a company that looks after my site, and I'm hoping they get it done by tomorrow. So that's why I'm hoping tomorrow. But anyways, the first thing I wrote in it was about the spirit animal. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, because
Loved it.
I'm kind of excited about this spirit. It's the moose.
Yeah. The moose.
The moose. And you know what? I didn't put it in the forecast. I thought of it after, but it was like, because the moose is a popular animal in Canada. That's where I'm from, and in Alaska, where you're not from Alaska, but I mean, you're in America. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Canada and Alaska will be in the news a lot or in the spotlight somehow.
Maybe.
Maybe. So
It's your
time will
turn.
tell. It is. I know.
Get the US out of there.
That's right. Come on, when is Canada going to be in trouble or something,
Right.
right?
Well,
Um,
maybe for good things. Maybe
yeah,
for
for good
being
things.
a leader in something. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Have you
Yeah.
ever seen a moose?
I have. I saw a moose when I visited Canada to go see
There
my
you
Aunt
go.
Mary. There was a lot of moose there. So, yes,
Okay.
very powerful and
I know.
majestic
Oh, I
animals.
know. They're
Yeah.
huge, and they're
Yeah.
like you will stop in your tracks if anybody meets one in nature. I don't know if there's any in any zoos anywhere. I don't go to the zoos, but anyways, like, yeah, you'll like taken aback because it's just like you're just amazed, and they're kind of freaky looking with
Yeah.
the fate, right? Like their nose, or I don't know, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
so long, and they've got that little bit that hangs below their neck, and their antlers are huge, and they got these skinny legs, so they've got this massive body and these huge antlers, and their legs just don't seem to sync
Fit.
with,
Yeah.
yeah, because they're so thin. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it, but it works for them. They do well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky and Bullwinkle is coming into my mind right
Yes.
now, right?
Yes. And I didn't even mention that either. So yeah, so I'm wondering if that's going to become
Yeah.
popular for some reason. That
It's great.
cartoon or
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the moose. The moose. Um,
Yes.
majestic. They're powerful. They're very graceful. Like they're very graceful when they
Mhm.
walk and move around, and they've got like really interesting traits. They're adept swimmers was one thing I read, and I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Um, no, and they're loners. They're not a social animal. They
Really?
only they only socialize when it's mating season.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So it is, and it's like, well, six is a, so I'm just wondering, like, maybe this is a time where people are trying to fit in, like find out, where do I fit in? Where is my tribe, right? And it could be where like they're going at it alone right now until they find their family or find their group, right? So that could be how it plays out. Yeah. What do you feel with the moose?
I feel like, yeah, like inner strength, standing on their own.
Mm.
I really not fearing, not running away in fear. I feel like I
Yeah.
pulled the dragon in the Wild Unknown tarot deck,
Oh,
very moose-like. And what the
okay.
dragon says to me is we're always trying to slay the dragon, right? Because we're always trying to
Yes.
kill what we don't understand. It scares us
Oh,
because
yeah.
we don't understand it. So we're always trying to slay that dragon, slay that fear. Well, not everything needs to be slayed, especially fear too, because there's a reason
Right.
for that. So there's a reason the moose obviously stands on his own and doesn't conform to any certain way of moose life, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? A very
Yeah.
spiritual animal, I think of,
Yes.
like the dragon as well. And so I just thought there was no moose in my deck. So I just thought that was a good parallel to have come
Oh,
out for me.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I was going to say like their antlers, because their antlers are huge. And for me, like that comes through strongly as part of the moose energy.
Yeah.
And so I almost think like, so our antennas, right? I know we don't have antennas, we don't have,
Yeah.
antlers, but it's almost like for me, like symbolizes maybe our own intuition. So it's like, okay, put your antennas up,
Yeah.
let your intuition guide you, or practice with it, use it, tune
Yes.
into it, right?
Yeah. I like
Listen,
that.
yeah, listen,
Yeah.
look, smell, because I guess moose have a strong sense of smell.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and
Keenly
yeah,
intuitive. They would have to be to
yes,
survive in the conditions that they survive in and thrive.
yeah,
Not only do they survive, they thrive. And
yeah,
I think that's a good
yeah,
parallel for us. It's time
yes.
for us to start thriving, right? And
Right, and I was gonna
move
say, like,
beyond.
that could be, like, a testimonial, like, to us, like, as a
Yeah.
collective.
Yeah.
We have to stop and think, we've been through a lot.
Right.
We've been through things that many of us have never
No
experienced in
one.
our
Yeah.
lifetime before, right? Like, this
Right.
is really, really new ground, uncommon ground, and, you know, a lot of us are struggling, and there's been a lot of grief and, hurt and pain and like all those things. Like we've been dealing with a lot of negativity, a lot of
Fear.
fear, pain. Yes,
Yeah.
unprecedented. And it's like, I think with this moose animal showing up, it's like a testimony, like, you know what? We got this. Because they can survive in the harshest conditions. They prefer the winter, they prefer the cold. And if they can survive that, so can we, right? It's a
Exactly.
testimonial to us. So we should be like, you know what, let's breathe. And sometimes, like, okay, you know what? We made it this far. And it was hard. Maybe we don't have as much as before, but
Yeah.
we've made it this far. And we should like maybe celebrate that in a way, right? Or
Do you know if the
testimonial.
moose sheds like I think so, like goes through on the antlers, how
Yeah,
they
I think.
lose all of that? I think they
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that could be another thing too. And that's why, I always recommend, like, I'm starting to do this more and more in my writings, is like, okay, yes, look up the spiritual meaning, but also read the scientific. I don't know what word to use, but like the
Yeah.
actual personality traits, like look up the biology, whether it's National Geographic or whatever website, right? Because those traits and like how they behave and act will also relate, to us somehow, whether it's the experience of our lives, maybe to us personally, like, yeah, so look that up. But yeah, for sure, I would say, yeah, they do shed, and that could, represent.
Yeah.
You know, what we've
Us
been
shedding.
like,
Yeah.
we've shed a lot, right? Yeah,
Right. Yes.
exactly. Hmm.
Exactly right. I really feel like that. And animals, when they come into our readings and our, we're always looking for the spiritual lesson and everything. And
Yeah,
so I use them as medicine. I feel like
yeah,
that's my medicine. Like, what is the moose used for medicine? How, I look at things
yeah,
like that. Like, it is a medicine of sort.
it
We are all
is.
stewards of the animal kingdom,
Yes.
and so they mean something. They're here for us, and we're
Yeah,
here for them, vice versa
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So
And
yeah.
honestly, a lot of times I think the animal kingdom is so much smarter than the
Oh yeah. Right.
human kingdom. So
Yeah.
many times it's like they get it. They get
Yeah.
it. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, so for sure, take your RQ. And I'm going to recommend something like, how many of us have a cell phone? I mean, you don't have to, but I like to put a photo of what the spirit animal for the month is on my phone. So that when I look at it, it's a reminder for me like, okay, I'm going to call on their energy, or their energy's here to help me. Like I use it as a tool, to help me out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just
Yeah.
you don't have to, but it's just maybe a tip if anybody cares to do the
Well,
same.
and plus it'll be popping into your your
To your,
experience anyway, now that we're
yes,
talking about it, right?
yeah,
It's the
yeah,
law of attraction too. So now
yeah,
everyone's going, oh my
exactly.
God, there's another moose.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Right?
So this is the other thing I'm going to say. So all people who live in regions with moose, and especially in Canada, like my area, there's moose. I have never seen one in my area. It's been north of me, but just maybe be extra cautious on the highways or on the roads, just in case, because you don't want to hit a moose. No way,
No.
Jose. No.
Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
don't see the dragon either, and they're there. So
No.
they're here
Yeah.
helping
Okay.
us.
Okay. The magic. It's
The
the
magic.
magic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I love that.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to do the theme words or the tarot, or what do you
Let's
feel
talk
like?
about the theme words a little bit. I think
Okay.
that'll play into the tarot.
That's what I wanted to bring up. So we'll start with entanglement,
Yes.
because moose, I'm going to bring this, relates to the moose too, and its antlers, because they will fight. They go through this rutting season, and rutting season is when they are about to mate. So they're looking for a mate, and they will tangle
Hmm.
with their antlers. And the other thing is they might get tangled in the wild, like against the brush or the trees, right?
Yeah.
So that plays in with the moose energy, but entanglement. So came up. Yeah, so just
Yeah.
be wise, be careful of what you get entangled in. But it can go both ways. It can be good things, it could be
Yeah.
bad things. I hate using the word bad, but I mean, it could be challenging. Let's say challenging. It could be challenging,
Yeah.
or it could be promising. So choose wisely. What do you want to say?
For some reason, what's popping into my head is it the quest or the prize? Like what you're getting entangled in. I just want to say, like, whatever you're getting entangled in, just ask yourself, is it the quest itself? Is it just to beat this, or is it the prize? Am I going to get something, some kind of
Mm.
useful reward
And
from
that
this
reminds me of the
entanglement?
dragon when you said
Yeah,
quest.
right? There's the
Yeah,
dragon again.
yeah, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I love that, Julie. I
Yeah.
love that analogy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
The
that's what's
quest or
popping
the
into my head. Is
prize.
it the quest or the prize? Like
Nice.
what's your goal? What's the end game
Yeah.
here? Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
But it's good to
That
get
makes total
entangled
sense.
in a worthy
Yeah.
worthy prize that you will know you'll receive good things, from it.
Hmm.
Um, Entanglement. I guess I'm thinking, yeah, of that. Is it the quest? Because then
Hmm.
sometimes we can fall into addictions. We can get addicted to anything as humans. We
Yeah.
really can.
Yeah, we can. Yes, of
We can even
course.
get addicted to healthy eating or exercise
Yes, I know.
so
Yeah.
is it the quest or the prize? Maybe just ask yourself. Be
Yeah. I love
mindful of
that.
it.
That's a good one. I love that. Okay. Um, yeah, so then that would tie in like fighting the good fight. So I
Yes.
guess, so pick your battles. Make, is it worth the fight or the effort, what you're getting entangled in? Yeah, and that, plays in with the quest and the prize. So yeah, all fits
Yeah.
in.
I like
I
that.
love that.
I
Yeah.
do
Okay.
too. Let's think of that through November. You
Yeah.
guys let me know what you think of that and
Yeah. Yeah.
what you're getting entangled in.
Yeah. Let's see. I guess maybe let's go with pressure.
Okay.
And I hear that song by,
Under
is it
pressure.
Under Pressure? Yeah,
That
by
one. Yeah.
Queen and
Yeah.
David Bowie. Yeah. And I can kind of feel it too because it's like I've been having periods. I don't know if anybody out there in the audience, or yourself, like at times it's like, okay, do, like I'm just going along, do, and then all of a sudden it's like, I feel like, oh, this pressure cooking. All of a sudden, like I'm gonna,
Oh my God. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I
and it's
forgot.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, or something like gets my attention. It's like, oh my God, like I gotta hurry up and get this done now because I completely forgot, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it needs to get attended to now. So, but
Isn't that interesting? I'm finding that too. Like I'm
yeah,
procrastinating, not knowing I'm procrastinating. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's like, oh shit, you've got a deadline here, and it'll just pop in. I meet it. I'm okay. I'm able
yeah,
to keep up. But I used to fret about these things. I used to think about them more and plan them out more. And I used to be much more diligent in my deadlines too.
yeah,
So I guess that's all for a reason. Maybe we're supposed to shed some of that control we think we have that we never have,
yeah,
and trust more in the process.
yeah, yeah. And I think too, it could be like maybe, like, I mean, I'm going to speak in my nation. So a lot of the benefit programs, because I've been hearing some feedback from some of the clients, they're starting to feel pressure because some of the benefit programs made available due to the COVID crisis is completing this month.
Yeah.
And so there's this pressure of like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to survive? Right.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, um,
Scary.
it is. It's
Yeah.
unnerving,
It
right?
is. Yeah.
And I mean, what do you say? Because I mean, it's like you can,
Right.
yeah,
And
it's a
the
hard one.
US has done that too, and they called it the back to work incentive,
Uh,
where they cut off all the stimulus because they thought that would get people back to work. It's not working in the US. People are not going back to work. In fact, they're quitting in droves. And they're just throwing caution to the wind. They'll figure it out. And so it's
yeah,
such a need to quit in that moment that they're not, which is great
yeah,
that they're not thinking about those future fears that might come in for them. And I think it's
right.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, yeah, so and sometimes pressure can be a positive thing too, in the sense of like it pulls you into doing something that you've always put off doing, or it
Right.
pulls you in, where it's like, okay, it's time, right?
Yeah.
It's time for me to follow my heart, or it's time for me to follow my dreams,
Right.
right? And do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
and
Because
yeah, especially if you're getting pressure that
I was
is
just going to bring that.
affecting
Yeah.
your well-being. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Hmm.
And sometimes a job can do that. You feel so stuck in this hourly pay that you're getting. Here's what you're worth.
Yeah.
And that's really self-defeating when and then they tell you, well, if you won't, someone else will. You're just you're
Yeah.
replaceable. You feel
Yeah.
very replaceable in the workforce. So
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and it can apply on in our personal relationships too. So it could be like, if you're feeling um, pressure from certain family members or friends, where they're like, it's not healthy for you, and you're realizing this could be like where you're like, you know what, i'm i'm
yeah,
I'm wanting to, I don't want to be part of this anymore, so I'm going to do something
yeah.
about it. I want to heal this. I want better, and then you move on from that. So it could be good.
Yes, I have a very dear client that I talk about her all the time. But this morning I was telling her, Spirit was telling her, practice indifference. And I remember using this word a lot lately, indifference. I think it is time for us to become a little indifferent of the opinions of others.
Mm,
And it doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means you become indifferent from it. You know what you want, you know who you are, and it really doesn't matter what others say or what they think your intent is. It doesn't matter because you have to just kind of shut yourself off to that and become very indifferent right now. And pull back your energy. Don't give so much to receive, because this is how we've grown up, right?
Yeah.
You give to receive, and that's how it's always been. It's still that way, but the
Mhm.
temperature of the collective right now is really not allowing us to do that. You're giving and they just keep taking. And so just pull back a little bit, become a little indifferent to the circumstances in your life, because the only constant is change. Things are going to change for you no matter what. You can't stop it. So if you just don't get so emotionally invested in your future and so emotionally invested in the what ifs, and you just take a leap of faith. You just literally take a leap of faith and know that change is the only constant. This will change, whatever the situation. If you're riding high right now and you're really feeling good, trust me, that's going to change too. You're going to have down times in your life. But I feel like we just need to kind of step back a little bit and not give so much of our energy to those that
Mm.
just continue to take it and don't
Yeah.
give back. So I'm feeling that real
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah. And I mean, that's where we can feel pressure, right? Like we feel the
Right.
pressure to keep giving, right?
That's
And
right. Yes, because that's
because
who we are.
right, right. And especially if we've had this, pattern of like, okay, I give more, I give more, I give more, right? And
Right.
it's like never enough for them, or
That's
they
right.
just keep taking. So yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes, so you see, pressure can be good where,
It
okay,
could.
enough,
Yeah.
enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking at my list.
Okay.
I'm gonna have trouble saying this word.
Okay.
Equilibrium. No, I didn't.
Oh, you did it.
Because I just want people
Woo.
to know, like, English is not my first language, so I struggle with some words. Yeah, so yay,
No,
I
you did
said it.
beautifully. You did it.
Yeah,
Equilibrium.
so
I love the word too.
yeah, and that's such a. When I heard that word come out, I was like, that's so fancy. I got to look up the meaning, right? I have to make sure what does this mean, and it's like
Yeah.
things like coming to balance, like evening out, and I like that. So do you want to address it first or what?
Well, what are you
I,
thinking about it? I'm curious.
well, I want to go. I feel this is a lot attached to the universe energy, like the
Hmm.
universe. And universe, for me is like the unknown, like the spiritual, like so it could be like the guides, the angels, God, whatever you believe in.
Right.
But I call it the universe.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like the universe coming in and saying, okay, we're going to balance things out in your world now. Or like, if you've had, let's say, I feel it's going to be rewarding for some people, not everyone, because I think it depends how you've been and what you've been, you know um, working on. But it's almost like, okay, you know what, you've had your fair share of hard knocks or tough times. We're going to come in and we're going to like we're going to give you a break, or we're going to treat you more. So like there's going to be
Yes.
something where it feels like if you haven't had your fair share, I hate saying that, but that's
I
how it
know.
feels.
It
It's
does.
almost like, okay, if things have been like up or down and you've been more down, it's like, okay, we're going to equal things out for you now. We're going to bring things up in your world. That's how I want to go with it.
I love that. I really do.
And
I see that.
making things right. That's how I want to say. It's like about the universe making things right, but it may not be exactly how we think it will be, but it's the universe's way of making it right. That's how I would
Yeah.
kind of want to go with that, if that makes sense.
It
Yeah,
does. It
yeah,
totally
okay.
makes sense. I feel like the energy is really coming in to support us now.
Mm,
It feels like there was so much going on that we got lost individually, like we just, felt lost, and like we
yeah.
didn't have that support system that we always felt like we had. And I'm not even our familiar surroundings, but spiritually. And it felt like this great divide, right? Between
Mm,
good and evil, right?
yeah,
Almost. It got
yeah.
that severe for me anyway, in my overactive imagination. It was a battle between good and evil, and I really wasn't on either side of it. I really did
Mm.
understand where this division came from and started. It is a tribal.
Oh, you guys. Okay. This happens every show, at least once. Julie loses her connection and she will pop in. And she was in the middle of saying something really good and profound. So we were talking about equilibrium. Here we go. She's back.
I'm back.
I know. I was just
Stupid.
saying, I said every show.
Every show.
Every show. So
And when we're talking, it never happens.
never, never.
It's
So
spirit.
I'm gonna put this out to the audience, or to everyone that's audience. I mean, all you fine folks listening and watching. If there's
Yes.
anyone out there who can recommend a streaming service, please reach out to either Julie or myself, or put it in the comments section, and we'd be happy to check a different program.
Please
Yeah.
do, because I have to use my phone. I can't seem to figure out any other technology besides my phone, and it's really not meant for this streaming service. So I think that's why we
Yeah.
drop. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
we'll get
Anyways,
through.
but you were in the middle of saying
division,
something really
yes.
good.
I
Go
do
on.
think it goes back to the tribalism in us, and segregation. We kind of started segregating ourselves towards like-minded people, and because it was so loud, the voices, and so chaotic. There was a lot of chaos around us, and people, systems urging us to divide. So there was this pressure behind the scenes of division, and they unknowingly put this big wedge right in the middle of the world, right in the middle, and they sit back and they say, well, I don't know how to fix this division. Right. The powers that be, well, the powers that be are the ones that created it. So I feel like this energy is coming in to support all now. I don't think it's to support one group or another. I think it's to support humanity and get us back in our equilibrium to humanity itself, and that we are all so similar. Aside from our differences, we are basically more similar than we are different.
Yeah.
And so we need to find conversations, narratives to remind us how similar we all are. And to me, that's a spiritual conversation. It's a broader perspective of humanity and our source energy, that source energy of it gets momentum going. Momentum is what we need here. So the angels are always ever giving and always supportive, but we get caught up in the noise of life and the fear of life. Fear has been drilled into our heads for a while now, for quite some time.
Yeah.
So we need the equilibrium to level out that fear, to realize that these are man-made constructs. These are not spiritual constructs. These are man-made, and dissolve that fear slowly of the unknown. Slay the dragon. You don't have to slay the dragon, right? You can live with the dragon and find that equilibrium with the dragon and use his magic, and he can use yours. And it's a give and take relationship there. So that's where I'm kind of going with equilibrium.
Oh, I love that. That was beautiful, Julie. I
Thank you.
loved all that. I loved that. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, thank
Yes,
you.
well said. Oh, yes, so much. And it's like, yes, that's equilibrium to me too. You said it beautifully.
Yes.
I love
Well,
that. So
you thought of the word.
if anybody missed that and they're like, what did Julie say? Okay, go back and about at least 5 minutes from here and listen. Yeah, beautiful. I loved it. So
Thank you.
you channeled something there for sure.
Yeah, I forgot what I
Yeah,
even said now. See?
I know the universe. Yeah, the universe was like sharing what they felt about equilibrium.
Right. I even
Yeah,
had to reboot. I didn't
yeah,
forget. That's
that's
amazing
right.
right there. That's
It
amazing.
is. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'll go to wealth and worth, because the final theme, it's like kind of funky or kind of fun, but we'll try
Okay.
to, because we still have to talk about your tarot cards. So, but wealth and worth. So wealth and worth, I know people, because eight energy is about abundance, and when you look at the number eight, it's like that infinity symbol, and it's like, what you put out, you come back. So that's where it's abundance, right? So it's like, if you think, it's all this law of attraction stuff, and some people call it karma. Like, it's all related to that. It's like, okay, what you put out comes back, right?
Right.
So wealth and worth. So I mean, yes, it can be about our money, the finances. It can be all things material, but it goes deeper than that. It's like the wealth of our thoughts. thoughts, of our feelings, of our beliefs, the wealth of how we share and care. And that ties into the worth, right? So
Yes.
it's that comes front and center this month. So it's almost like, I want to say, and this ties in, I think, with equilibrium as well, where it's like, I think if you're really doing something worthwhile, or you're giving it all your worth, the universe will reward that, or give you
Yes.
some wealth in like you'll feel wealthy or richer for it. You see what I mean? Like,
I
yeah,
do. I love that.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
Mm.
And worth, what is your worth? I think that's why people are
Mm.
quitting their jobs
Yes.
and throwing the towel in. It's like they're
Yeah.
just fed up with other people telling them what their worth is, or what's in their bank account. How worthy are you to have
Right.
money, or
Yeah.
whatever that is,
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
right?
And like almost like the imbalance too, because sometimes, I even wonder, right? It's like,
Me too. Yeah.
so maybe a CEO, like, I mean, I don't know their experience, but it's like almost like, okay, well, why are some paid so exorbitantly? Is
Yeah.
that the word, right? Like
Yes, you got
their
it.
their paycheck is like massive,
Hmm.
and it might be like they don't put in the hard labor or effort, like maybe someone who, a
Yeah.
fraction, and they can't make ends meet, and yet
Right.
yet their job is needed, right?
Oh, yes. So much more so than the
Yeah,
CEO exec who is just simply collecting money
yeah,
and not contributing like you are.
yeah,
You're really
yeah,
contributing to this company. You really are.
yeah,
You're adding value to what you're doing.
yeah,
And it is so stupid. Yeah. It's like what, 7,000 times higher than their employees that they're
yeah,
making, and the
yeah,
bonuses are insane. And
yeah,
yeah,
I know. Yeah. And I mean, if you look at, you know, like let's say we call it like the ordinary worker, a lot of
right.
times they can't say no. If
No,
their boss comes to them and say like, you need to do this, or I want you to do this, it's rare they're allowed to say no. And they
that's
don't get
right.
paid extra for it.
That's right. No,
They're not always recognized for it. So it's like, yeah, so wealth and worth with that, it's like, is it worth it for me to keep staying here?
right. What's it costing
What's
me?
Yeah, yeah,
It costs too
yeah.
much to work here.
That's right. That's
Right?
right. So that's where it can go deeper. It's like, okay, what am I really worth? Like, am I going to go somewhere where I feel worthwhile, or feel like my wealth is going to be valued? My worth is going to be valued, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Equilibrium right there. Find your
Yeah.
equilibrium in the workplace, because
Yeah.
it's so needed. It's such a big part of our day and our lives. It's our
Yeah.
livelihood, so it means
Hmm.
so much to us, and sometimes too much. Yeah. Really, what is your worth, and how are you valuing your worth? How
Yeah.
are you getting that? And
Yeah.
wealth. What does wealth mean to you? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not always money in this world. It feels like it has to be. I mean, we
Yeah.
have to have money, right? It's no longer the
Yes.
days of free love and
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
free
Yeah.
rights. It doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
But there's a balance there. There's an equilibrium there we need to find.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is
Yeah.
yet.
And I'm even going to say sometimes it's not worth hanging around with the wealthy people.
No,
Not because they have money or their success. It's because their personality sucks. Right?
nice way to put it. I love it. Yes, yes.
You know,
Yes, they are finding their worth by making you feel lower. I mean,
that's
that's how
right.
they feel higher, is they make you
Yeah.
feel lower. And it's a common thing for people to do, really unknowingly. They don't even know they're doing it, but the worse they can make you feel about you,
Yeah.
the better they
Yeah.
think they are.
Yeah.
And money plays so far into that.
Yeah.
Money is you look at these people that have money and you think they're a success, but are they a success? What does success mean? And
Yeah.
the majority of us don't have that. So they give you this fear of this FOMO, you fear of missing out. You feel like you've missed the boat. Had they got on the boat, how come the boat missed me? I've been working right next to them. it's fear of missing out, and it's a brutal thing to live with, because you always think everybody had the better chance than you, or they just liked them
Yeah.
better than you, and you just start coming
Yeah.
down on yourself, and how
Yeah.
you could have done things differently. And
Yeah.
but the truth is, it's just the way they're rising up. It's just the way it is, and
Yeah.
they're standing on other shoulders to do so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, try not to buy into that. That's where, like,
Yes.
it might not be worthwhile. Don't look into that, because I feel, I mean, we all do it, the best of
Yeah.
us. We think like, yeah, we missed out and we lost our chance
Yeah.
at
Yes.
something. And
That
it's like,
pressure.
but when I do numbers, it's like, no, we never lose a chance. There's always opportunities. They just might show up in a different way, different form. And sometimes, like, it can be a gift missing out, because it's like,
Absolutely.
it wasn't worthwhile,
Yeah. It wasn't all it
you know?
was cracked up to be.
Yeah.
I see
So,
Shirley is here.
yeah.
Hello, beautiful Shirley. I'm glad
Mhm.
this is resonating with you. I know you know what we mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is this, especially with social media. Everyone's a
Yes.
billionaire. Everyone's a life coach. Everyone's got it down, and they
Yeah.
don't. They're lying. It really is a lie. They're lying to themselves above all else. But those opportunities that you miss are absolutely for a reason. It was not in
Yeah.
divine timing for you. It would have been your worst nightmare. We always say rejection is God's protection, because
Yeah.
if you're missing out on something, the angels have very good reason for it. Really good
Yeah.
reason. You're meant for something so much better, and you would have gotten so entangled, and there's that word, into whatever this is, whatever that quest was that you wanted to do. It would have been your worst nightmare, and then it would have been hard to get out of.
Yeah.
So that's when those towers come in. That's when the tarot really, shows you. When a tower comes in, it's meant to be. You've got to break all that down. It was a false foundation. It wasn't going to sustain you, and you've got to walk away. You can't keep looking back at those towers. You've got to keep, because we're meant to thrive. We
Mm.
are meant to thrive in our environment, and that's where
Wonderful.
we're heading. Whether you
Yeah.
you jump on their boat or a different boat, that's where you're
Yeah.
heading. So
Yeah. Yeah. So make sure whatever you get yourself into, it's worth the wealth.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes things for free, it costs too much,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just
And the
remember
wealth.
that.
Yeah. And the wealth in here. So.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Hello, Mersal. How are you
Oh,
doing today?
hi. Yes. Oh, and Shirley has a
Oh,
comment.
let's see. I tried something different and went back to my old job because it was awful, but now I'm up for a better job with my old company. So the grass is not always greener. Look at that. Good for you, Shirley.
Hmm.
And look at that with the old company. So when you left, they started seeing your worth, right? When you were
Mm.
thinking about somewhere else, it's like that's when people are like, oh, wait a minute, we're not going to find anyone better than Shirley, though. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
maybe she'd be better off in this department, or let's give her this, or more
Yeah.
responsibilities. Or sometimes, I just said this morning, sometimes you've got to pull back and practice indifference. You really, really
Yeah.
do, because you get taken for granted. And uh, there's lessons to learn all around. There's no really good or evil in any scenario that when you're talking about that, but there are lessons to be learned all around.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So
So it's all
wonderful.
for the
You'll have
good.
to keep
Yeah.
us posted, Shirley. Tell us how it's going.
Yes.
Hope they pay you well.
Yes. I hope they do. And what you're worth, pay you what
Hmm.
you're worth. You don't have to blow up
Exactly.
my ego, but just pay me what I'm worth,
Yeah.
and that's it. So I think we're starting to come into that kind of thinking
Yes.
more.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
So good.
Okay.
Good for you.
Oh, she's going to know on Friday, she says.
Ooh,
Okay. Sending
all
you
right.
good vibes,
I'm
Shirley.
sending it. It's going to be all
Ooh,
great.
yeah.
Yes, it's all great.
Okay. Creamy. I want to say,
Oh my.
I'm not sure if every month, but I'm going to say probably just about, if it's not every month, my guides will throw in a word that's like, what? Like, that's
That's weird.
that's fun and funky.
I
So
love it.
creamy. Creamy
Creamy.
showed up. Yeah.
Okay.
And I
I'm
think we
thinking
need a bit of
cakes,
fun.
but
Oh, I was thinking like soups and like sauce, like
oh,
cheese. like cheesy sauce, like
Creamy
creamy
cheese.
creamy
Yeah.
cheese. Yeah.
Ooh.
So I'm just, and I also got like textures. Like I could see like chocolate and like creamy chocolate and creamy fudge. And so it's like I'm getting hungry.
Me too.
So it's like, okay, well, maybe people are going to want to treat themselves to creamy foods, or
Yeah.
um, is this going to be a month of like, I don't know. What would you
I
say? It's
think
fun. I think it's
soothing.
fun and funky,
I
soothing.
love
There you
it.
go.
Soothing. Creamy says soothing to me. Soothe me with something. Yeah.
Right, right. Yeah,
So I
yeah.
like that.
It could be also creamy skin, right? Like, or
Yeah.
maybe people, it's, well, I guess it depends where you're at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
in
see that. Yeah.
Canada winter's coming, and so it's drier weather, and it's like, oh, people are always looking like for lotions and potions to have
Yeah. Me too.
creamy skin during the
Yeah.
winter. So it could be that. Maybe there's going to be a breakthrough. I don't know, or a product goes on the shelves and it's like, whew, or flying off the shelves because it promises to give you creamy skin
It's going to be my daughter Rosie's creamy
complexion.
lotion. I
Oh
know it.
yes.
Fly off the shelves for
You'll
her.
have
Yeah.
to bring it for the
I will.
camera
I
next
will. We're working
time.
on labels on it, but she's got the best lotion ever. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have to start promoting it. So yeah,
Yeah. We will. Yeah.
so creamy, I think it's just something fun.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very individual in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
I'm having a craving for homemade macaroni and cheese, actually. So,
I love that. Oh, I want that now.
yeah. So
Yeah.
who knows? It's fun, and it could be too, like maybe when I don't know if they when they do this, if it's once a year or it's multiple times in a year. When they do fashion trends, or
Yeah.
what is it, decorating trends.
Yeah.
If this is the time of year where they come out with certain words or trends, and it could be maybe creamy is
Yeah.
going to be the new popular thing, creamy colors and creamy linens. I
Yeah.
don't know, like I don't
Oh,
know,
I
like
love
it's
it.
just, yeah, so maybe it's that, and it's just to you know
Well, I
just
use
like
creamer in my coffee, and so now I'm thinking lighten up. Maybe we just need to lighten
uh
up a little bit
oh
and
yes,
not be so serious and not be
there you
so
go.
diligent in our future plans and,
Ah, I like
maybe
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one, Julie. I like that
maybe.
one. Boy, you're
Okay.
just like whew, just like
I don't know
on
what happened.
fire. Yeah. Ooh, you got your antlers really
Woo!
peaked out
Got the
there.
antlers going. No. I'm picking up everybody else because there's people here that think all of these wonderful things.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
So the tarot.
yes.
This is your field. I'm going to let you take it away.
Well, I thought it was funny because this morning I was pulling tarot for the month of November, and the Ace of Swords popped out of my deck. So this, I think, to me is the equilibrium, the tuning into spirit, to really allowing ourselves to get in touch with spirit and the universe, and
Mm.
start see these programming she's got up here. We've got to start breaking those down a little bit. We've got to start. Things just aren't what we thought they were going to be as we grow older, right? And so we have to start breaking those systems down a little bit of what should have been or could have been, and what will be. Start looking forward to what will be. We need some hope, and we need some courage to look to a future that seemed bleak not so long ago. So there's that spark of light, that spark, that inner fire, that communication is what this card is all about too, is open, honest, authentic communication. I think we're starting to come into more of our authentic selves now, and kind of screw what everyone thinks around us. We were ourselves, and we got rejected and whatever. And now we're like kind of practicing indifference a little bit. It's kind of like, you know what? I am who I am. Love me or hate me. I've got to keep walking this path, and let's see what happens. There's a sense of curiosity now of what happens when we become our authentic selves. And now everybody knows our authentic selves too. So there's no more real judging, because you are who you are. You can't get wishy-washy when you're walking your true authentic self, and your true path. and what you know is important to you. So I feel like that's really what that's saying for the year to come and beyond too, is just walking our true divine self, whatever the naysayers say or whatever the people say or praising you say. It won't matter to you. It won't matter so much to you. And of course, the other card came along, the Eight of Wands. That was the card that you were seeing.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
told me both of them kind of popped out for you or something. So I thought that was
Yeah. Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
To me, this is that divine help coming in. You know, it's
Mm.
that divine support. It's fast moving card. It's fast movement. And it simply to me says support. It says we've got you. This fiery, passionate new beginning is starting for all of us. And they just want us to know that they have us. They're supporting us in this. It doesn't need to be so big. The tarot can be so dramatic, right? The tarot is always
Yeah.
just so dramatic. But some of these greatest lessons are learned with stepping stones. You know, it's just a new day, a new minute. You know, sometimes it's so hard for us to go too far in the future. And when that happens, really pull back, really say, well, what can I do today to feel better? You know, what's just one thing I can do to feel better? And that's the momentum that we're always talking about. So that momentum will pick up for you. And then all of a sudden the signs are around you and there's no denying it. There's no denying you're on the right path. Things start coming to you. Money starts coming to you. Relationships start coming. Understanding above all starts coming to you. And that's a beautiful thing. That's when you really can sit with your light and you can revel with where you've been and how far you've come. And you can acknowledge your strengths and what it took for you to get through that. You know, like you said in the beginning, it has not been easy. So we owe ourselves that. Yes.
Can you put that card up again? Because it almost looks like where the way the wands are, it almost looks like a wheel. Like, you know, and you know how the wheel has the different spokes. So it's
That's right.
And it's interesting because we're
That's
going
right.
into the 6-year calendar cycle, like 2022. And I always say with this number 6 energy, it's like a wheel, like because it encompasses well-being, and it's like it's not just about your health as far as like, you know, are my lungs and heart good, you know, but it's your emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, money health. And that looks like a wheel. So it's like I say, it's a wheel. And if one thing's out of whack, it affects everything else.
Right? You can see that. I totally see that. And each one of these spokes is an experience, you know, and that's what carries us to the next. It's those experiences, those lessons that we're learning to keep us going. So I love that, Tina. I really do. I love that.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. And the 8 energy is about, like what's brought to us to help us.
Yeah.
So if you find like I'm still struggling or I'm being challenged, in a way it's kind of trying to help you because they want you to like, okay, what do you know, stop, and it's like pause, and it's like, okay, what's out of whack for me? You know, what's not right? And it could be something simple, I don't know, or it could be something where like, okay, I have to make a big move, I have to make this big change, right?
That's right. Yeah. Rarely does it feel like that in the moment, right? It doesn't feel like it's just a small stepping stone. It never feels that way. It's always just a quick decision that you're going, right? And then one of those spokes breaks out on you. But but the majority of them are there to support you. Those experiences are there to support you and to help you to thrive. Remember, this is a card of thrive. Above all others, this card is a card of thrive. Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
So you have to take those experiences and you have to take those spokes, and that's how we thrive. That's how we move forward into thriving, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like when I was seeing the 8 of Wands, it was like what's trying to land. Because it's like, you know, it's, you know, things that we've thrown in the air. And it could be like, you know, maybe what we began at the beginning of this cycle, right? So that would have been last fall. And it's like, okay, we're finally seeing the fruits of our labor, you know, in some things, or, you know, and it's like, that's wonderful.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Finally.
I think so many people deserve to be recognized, like, you know, some sort of recognition or some sort of like a break, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, relief
Well,
or
when people
rewards.
are
Like,
telling you, what I would like it for to shift into is when people are telling you you can't do that, just try to think challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. Let me show you what I can do. Instead of telling you what I can do, which everyone around me is doing, I've done this, I've done that. Show me what you can do, but show yourself too. Show yourself what you can do instead of just telling everyone what you can do.
yeah,
And really take it as a challenge accepted and not a defeatist mentality, not a I can't do it. They're telling me I can't do it. You know, they're scared
yeah,
for me. Well, of course they are, you know, but a lot of that is fear that we need to really let go of and burn away. Really let it go and burn away. You are worthy. And you need to show the world just how worthy you are. And,
yeah.
but take that as a challenge
Wonderful.
and run with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be a great year. I really do feel that way. I know we're going to have challenges. I know we
Oh,
do.
yeah.
We always will.
Yeah, we
But I
do.
feel a mending coming along. I feel some commonalities and some bridges gapped. I really do. I
Yes.
feel right that we're finding more that we have in common than we do different.
Yeah. And I feel like, yeah, people are going to, I want to say like belong,
Yes. Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
it's like there's going to be kinship and kindred spirits and like, yeah, we belong. And it's not about, you know, the intimate stuff all the
Yeah.
time, right? It's going to
Right.
be, you know, in friendships, it could be in workplaces, and it could be
Yes.
related to even like activities. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, but
Love
it's
it.
we'll
Sense
talk
of
more about it.
belonging. Yes. I love
And
that.
in another show, we will have to.
Yes.
Now we'll have to. Okay. I'll get my writing cap back on and
Yeah. You're so good at
okay.
it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So I guess I
Yeah.
we did it.
We did it.
We talked about November and um, we didn't go on and on. So an hour, that's pretty good.
That's very good. Better than
Yeah.
I thought, really. I didn't think
Yeah.
we'd have much to say.
No, neither did I. I thought, oh, maybe 40 minutes, but
Yeah.
anyways, it was good. Well, we thank you everyone
Yes.
for watching and for those that were in the chat room. We love hearing what you have and reading. I always say hearing. We don't
I
hear
know.
you, but we hear you. But
We
you know,
feel
love.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, we love what you write and welcome all your comments and thoughts. Um, yeah, and well, we're
Yeah.
going to be back next week.
Yeah. We'll come back next week. I want to hear about
Yeah,
Shirley. Keep us
yeah,
updated.
Shirley. Yeah, we
Yeah.
haven't decided the show topic yet, but of course you'll know because I make the post the day before. And I guess I don't know, Div, was there anything you wanted to add before we sign off?
No, just have a fabulous November and
Yes.
really pull your energy back a little bit and observe a little bit into this new coming year. Let's really find our footing before we
Yeah.
take off. Yeah.
Yeah. And let the moose help you.
Yes. Love it.
Okay, everyone. So be well and stay safe. And thanks for watching. And one more thing. If anybody wants, because I keep forgetting to promote us, if anybody wants to book a personal reading, contact Julie. Her email is scrolling at the bottom, but you know, just message us if it went too fast. We'll share it with you. And personal reading with me, message me, or reach out on the different social media platforms. We'll send you the information that way. And also, we do reading. So if you wanted like a sit down with both of us at the same time, we do that. So
So
yeah,
fun.
reach. It
Yes.
is. We like doing that. We
Yeah.
don't have many openings for that, but we like doing that. So yeah, and
Yes.
I guess that's the spiel. So
I
so
love it.
everyone, so yeah, everyone have a divine November and a divine week, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye,
Okay.
everyone. Be well.
Bye. Bye.